this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel, and price has been climbing for a little bit actually. For the last 9 hours or so, we've been trending upwards. Just for frame of reference, at the time I'm recording this, it is 5:29 a.m. on Wednesday, July 21st. And so we've got XRP at 55 cents, Bitcoin at $31,461, market cap for the asset class 1.29 trillion, and Bitcoin dominance at 45.74%. And so I want to share with you, this is just be a quick price update video basically, and I got opinions from a number of analysts I want to share with you, but frankly, the potential downside, and you could see, despite the fact that things look green now, yeah, you could potentially see some downward price action. You never know for sure, but the potential downward price action, it's nowhere near as notable as the potential upside. My gosh, like if the analysts that I follow are correct, this this market cycle is not over. The best is yet ahead. There should be, in all likelihood, one more massive leg to the upside, and that's when Bitcoin will hit its all-time high for this market cycle, and then XRP is probably going to follow suit shortly after that, just like it did last market cycle, and that's when the craziness is going to happen. XRP right now, 55 cents, that's going to look so dirt cheap. People are going to be regretting not taking advantage of the buying opportunities that are available for XRP and really any cryptocurrency on the market right now, because the prices are suppressed. We've just had a major pullback over the last couple months, and isn't that always the case? Things, prices crash, we joke that things are on sale, and they effectively are, and people suddenly don't want to take advantage of it. They always say, oh, I wish I could have just bought it when it was lower. Well, it's lower now. Where are you? Here's your opportunity. Look, before we go any further, though, I do want to be clear. I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say, all right? I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about Ripple and crypto and XRP, just as a fun hobby here. And so we've been seeing all sorts of articles like this one from you today titled, Bitcoin Bears Push Largest Cryptocurrency Below $30,000. And so it is, again, good to see things to the upside, but there's been nothing but scary headlines out there. And in fact, now this is intense. What I have on your screen right now is the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. It updates once every 24 hours. But yesterday it was at 19, I believe. Out of 100, indicating extreme fear. It has now dropped down to 10. 10 out of 100. Again, it's absolute extreme fear. And so I sit and all I could do is just kind of chuckle to myself. Like I feel bad for the people that are scared about this, but it doesn't make logical sense to be scared. That's how I very strongly feel. It just doesn't matter. It's just markets flip-flop back and forth from extreme fear to extreme greed, and that's never going to stop. Unless you think this asset class is actually going to go away, we could have a fun conversation about that. But no, the asset class firmly, I have to state this very firmly, I do not believe for a moment this asset class is going away unless you think the internet's going to stop existing, and then, okay. But then we got bigger problems. I think we'd probably have bigger problems if that actually happened here. And so somebody named Mark asked chart analyst Credible Crypto the following. What's likelihood of XRP going sub 30 cents and hanging around there? And Credible Crypto simply wrote, very unlikely, in my opinion. And so fine in crypto, technically nothing's quite impossible. But what would have to happen? Like, to what degree would other things in the world have to happen? Like, if you're talking about the stock market cratering even more than it did just a couple days ago, okay, fine. If something ridiculous happens, completely unforeseen, but outside of something like that, the downside risk, it seems like there's not much opportunity for it to go much lower to the downside. In fact, take a look at this. Somebody named Crypto for Life asked Credible Crypto chart analyst the following. Do you see this as a likely scenario for Bitcoin finishing the correction at around $25,000 to $26,000? A lot of alts that haven't 50 to 100x'd yet, that'd be a massive increase, 50-fold to 100-fold increase yet, are looking like they completed a large first wave and are getting close to great buy zones. And so I'm glad that this individual did pick up on the fact that the charts are looking very samey from one coin to the next. A lot of them look just identical. It's just, take... Well, the same thing happened in late 2017 too, like I've said before, and this is absolutely true. If I show you a chart of the parabolic portion of the last market cycle, like especially the whole damn thing, just the whole parabolic portion, If I took off the prices and I took off the label of what cryptocurrency we're looking at, I could show you a chart for every single mid and large cap coin, and you wouldn't know which is which. They all look the same. They were all treated exactly the same, and people seem to be treating every single crypto the same again this market cycle, which is why I firmly believe if one crypto is going to pop, and we're already seeing that Bitcoin's already run up to 65 grand, well, in that case, all of them are going to. Of course they are. It doesn't make any sense that it wouldn't. Humans are behaving exactly the same as they have in the past. And so Credible Crypto responded to that and wrote, yeah, that seems quite likely to me. Downside is limited from current levels, in my opinion. Either in or almost in. And so think about this. Especially if you're somebody that actually is planning to buy right now, and if you haven't yet, well, I'm not telling you to buy or sell or hold, to be clear here. But a lot of times people try and time the market in kind of silly ways where if you just like zoom out, have a bigger picture view, it doesn't necessarily matter if you're like, oh gosh, well I could buy, say you want to buy Bitcoin now, like, oh, I could buy it here, like imagine when it was at 29,000, I know it's up a little bit, you're thinking, maybe it goes down to like 27,000 though, or 26,000, what if it does, and then I'm gonna feel stupid because I bought it at 29. Okay, well when Bitcoin's at over $100,000, it's not gonna matter. It's really not going to matter. It's just the same thing as if you bought XRP at 22 cents or 25 or 28 cents. It's not going to matter when it's $20. You know what I mean? Like it's really not going to matter. And so you can think from this point, we've already had a massive drop. So the risk, the downside risk is nothing compared to the potential upside. That's what I personally believe. And so, no, I don't think that we're going to see XRP in that 30-cent range, sub 30-cent range. Nothing's impossible. Fine, technically. I do not suspect that's going to happen. And from what I'm seeing from analysts now, even if we trade sideways a little bit longer, we're not going to have to wait that much longer before things do start heading up at a much more brisk pace, let's say here. Somebody named Eric asked Credible Crypto the following. Question, with everything nosediving, you still believe 50 plus Bitcoin dominance, so he's talking about 50% plus, is going to be the best time to load up on altcoins? I'm holding off watching that dominance, but wonder if this is bottoming out or if there's more to go. And then Credible Crypto simply wrote, correct, that's still what I'm looking for. Because look, we know how things have occurred in the past, and we're anticipating that they're going to occur the same this time. Which is reasonable. You don't know for sure, but I see humans behaving about the same, so I think it's reasonable to suspect that humans are going to do the same thing here. And so what we saw last time is Bitcoin led the market cycle, and dominance was pretty high for a long time during substantial portions of the last market cycle, but then eventually all sorts of altcoins did go parabolic, and you saw Bitcoin dominance crash down to about 35%. And so if we get to a point where Bitcoin dominance actually is somewhere in the neighborhood of 50%, that's for the remainder of this market cycle, that's going to be max pain effectively. You're probably not going to do any better than that. That would be my guess. And at some point after that, we don't know exactly when, but the other money's going to look, money trickles through the system. So it starts in a Bitcoin, and then when people want to take profits, they'll take the money out of Bitcoin, and then it splinters off into a bunch of other cryptocurrencies that haven't gone parabolic yet. And it's not even about fundamentals. This is just how people are behaving. So when things look cheap, yeah, that's when people that want to take profit but don't want to cash out to USD or their fiat currency of choice, that's what they're going to do. That's what they have done in the past, and I fully anticipate that to happen again. And then there is this from chart analyst Leb Crypto. He retweeted something from I guess this person might technically be Anchor of CNBC. There's an article titled "Nearly $100 billion Wiped Off Crypto Market as Bitcoin Drops Below $30,000." Like I was saying, these articles were all over the place over the last day or two. And so Lub Crypto, chart analyst, retweeted that and wrote, bullish. Dollar cost averaging, starting from these levels and lower, will very likely pay off well in 6 to 18 months. And I could not agree more fervently. And so now it may be the case. It may be the case that, if you fast forward a year from now, maybe even less than that, maybe we will be in a bear market. But if that's the case, then okay, so what if you do have to wait about half a year? Because like, what if we see for the second half of 2021 something similar to what happened in 2017? Because Bitcoin actually had a major pullback summer of 2017, but then the second half, what happened the second half of 2017, it just went bonkers. And Bitcoin hit its then all-time high in December 2017 of about $20,000, and shortly thereafter XRP went off too. And so you might have sit here and wonder, like, okay, so for the people that actually are bold enough and want to invest in crypto today while the prices look lower, I suspect those people that do are going to be pretty happy by the time we get to the end of this market cycle, wherever it peaks. Now, some people are going to hold too long after the bubble pops, and you might run into a little bit of trouble there. There's always going to be a certain percentage of people that will run into that. But for me, I'm going to do my very best, and there's no guarantee I'm going to pull this off perfectly. In fact, I anticipate it's going to be messy, but I'm absolutely going to be scaling out of my positions as prices increase. I'm not going to be beating myself up for not being able to time the top. It's not going to happen, and I'm fine with that here. But yeah, even just 6 months from now, this asset class, it's going to be worth trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. And I know, again, as I said, it's worth about a little shy of 1.3 trillion as I record this, but what is it not going to get up to 3 or 4 or 5 trillion? We'll see. We'll see. But it's suffice it to say, I believe anyway, it's going to be worth substantially more in the future than it is today. A bubble's going to inflate massively, and it will pop, but on the way up, it's going to be a hell of a ride here. Here's chart analyst Michael Vandepop, who wrote, Bitcoin at this level is simply cheap. Long-term perspective from an investor, you'd be happy to buy Bitcoin at these levels. Here's another tweet from Michael Vandepop. Meanwhile, equity markets just bouncing back nicely, while the overall sentiment was extreme fear there yesterday, and they dropped 3%. And so it is funny, just for comparison. So in crypto, at least those of us that have been around for a while, we're used to massive volatility. It would feel weird if there wasn't. But if you look at the stock market, you're talking about a 3% drop, and that like, to them, that's absolutely crazy, and it sounds like the end of the world. 3%. You want to see a 3% shift in crypto? Wait 5 seconds. It's all about perspective here, but it is kind of funny just to compare those two for the segment. Here's chart analyst Kaleo, simply wrote, Bitcoin. Maybe I'm crazy, but I still believe. And then he shared this chart indicating Bitcoin going up to levels that look somewhere in the neighborhood of $100,000. And he has been publicly stating this market cycle, he thinks Bitcoin will be exceeding $100,000. And I'm looking forward to seeing who's right. Because there are a couple chart analysts I've highlighted, including my fellow XRP YouTuber, the Blockchain Backer, who thinks that maybe Bitcoin on the high end gets up to about 85,000. But most other analysts that I follow, they actually think it's going to go a lot higher. And I honestly don't know. I think a lot higher than today, but I don't know if that means we actually get up to 85,000 or over 100,000 or 120,000. So it will be interesting to see who ends up getting it, closer to correct anyway. So fun times here. So hopefully you guys are hanging in there. I bet people are feeling better today just because the market's up, again, especially over the last 9 hours here. So we'll see. We'll keep watching this stuff here, but it's just these poor bears. Extreme fear. 10 out of 100 on the crypto fear and greed index. People are having a bad day. Well, again, over the last 9 hours, hopefully feeling a little bit better, and this only updates every 24 hours, so I suspect this number is going to be looking a bit higher next time it updates, which will probably be another, 13 hours from now. A little over 13 hours from now. But all is right in the world. Like people just need to have longer time horizons in mind when investing in pretty much anything, and people really don't. But just by and large. But I'll go ahead and wrap up there. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.